obviously I sort of knew that there was the interest in signing me if they got promoted.
Sure. Okay.
So obviously, I sort of straight away was, you know, a West Ham fan in the playoffs, like, come on, yeah, making sure that they got promoted. And then after that, it was just sort of trying to sort of see what could happen. Obviously, there was a few bids that got rejected by Wolves. And it's sort of, you know, I started the season at Wolves. I played a few games, so it was sort of coming down to the wire, really. And I think, you know, I basically got told that that they were going to put in one last bid, and so it was sort of a case that, you know, I wanted to join. Obviously, loved my time at Wolves, but I wanted to play for West Ham and play back in the Premier League. So it was a case of, you know, seeing and hoping that the Wolves would accept the bid, and in the end, they did, and they got, yes, it was a lot of money, and that was obviously came with its pressures, but at the time it's nothing to do with, you know, I can't help any of that, and I'm delighted that West Ham were able to get it over the line, and I was straight in.
Yeah, and
everyone knows how big West Ham is, but then when you sign and you're in central, you know, you're in London, you're signed for a club record signing, you see billboards going up, you've got like all the press that surrounds it, you know you're at a big club, and you can feel the, not tension, but the excitement, or the, you know, everything that comes with it. And for me, it was definitely like a, you know, wow, you know, this is a huge club. You know, they've spent a lot of money on me. I you know, I need to go out and perform. That is definitely something that, for me, you know, personally, yes, it was something you can feel straight away.
Of course.
Yeah, it was great. It was a really good squad. Really good squad. You know, with, you had the older players, the more experienced players, a few of the youngsters as well. And I just remember, yeah, when I actually signed, I went, got taken down to the training ground, and then they were actually having a team meeting. So where the training ground is, if you've ever been, back then, that training ground, it's all the porter cabins. So they showed me, like, put me into the direction where the porter cabins was, and they knocked on a door, and obviously they're having a team meeting. So I was all waiting outside, and the next thing you see is the door open, and you see, like, get through it, and then Big Sam walks out, and he's huge.
He is big, isn't he? Yeah.
I never sort of met him like that close. So he come out the door, like this small door, he just popped out, and he was huge, and he was like, "All done?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Brilliant, right?" And then he was sort of like back into his meeting. It was like, right, okay. It was a great change room. There was some really good guys in there that have been around, that have done it. Played at the top level, and it certainly made me feel welcome straight away.
As a player, do you realise how much West Ham fans hate Tottenham? Yes, yeah. I think it's one of them things, when you sign, it's sort of drilled into you. Really,
you know that this is the big one. And as you said, I'm absolutely delighted that I was able to. That game was just incredible. I think the atmosphere, like the away fans in that whole area where we were scoring, was just incredible. And to put, you know, as you say, we went 1-0 down, but then to turn it around in the fashion, you know, it was chucking it down. It was, and then, you know, spanked one in the top corner, and then Maiga scored, and everyone was just going crazy. And as you say, what a game, what a game to score in. It was fantastic.
As a manager, man,
I think everyone remembers that. Was it Chico?
Oh yeah,
this one. That's the one. Yeah, there's so many clips of that come up. Yeah, like you said, I think everyone has that opinion of it's horrible football. It's not that. Well, you know, everyone was absolutely buzzing when we were 10th, 13th, 12th in the first 3 seasons. You know, yes, some games weren't pretty, but you got results. You won games. He knew the way that he wanted to play. He had his system. He had statistics of where the ball should be, how you should score goals, where you should score goals from. Everything was revolved around that. He was clever in the sense that, yeah, he was. I would say he was more of an old school manager. but he was very much on the new wave of technology, statistics, everything was broken down. He was very good at, so for instance, in pre-season, you would sit down and break the season up into like 8 games. So you would work out where in each section, how many points you think or how much you need to get to finish, you know, in our first season, to finish 10th. That was our goal, really. So you needed this many wins, this many draws, this many losses, this many goals, this many conceded. You know, he went like down, broke it down into that sort of stage. So if you like finished in the first, I think we'd finished like, you wanted like 8 points in our first 8 games, or like 7 or 8 points in our first 8 games. I think we got 14 or something like that. So you're like blowing that one, but then you sort of move that to the side. You do a review of them 8 games and you move on to the next one. And then if you were trying to get 10 and you got 8, you'd be like, right, you know, we wanted 10. But because of the previous one, we got 14 when we thought we were going to get 8 or whatever, you sort of try and. So if you're going on a bad run, like most teams do, we went on a couple of bad runs. If it's in one of the sections, you try and put it to the side. Right,
that makes sense.
We're on the next bit, and he did that side of the game very well.